Let me see how many people gonna jump in, and let me know if you can hear me. I don't have a mic in here, so I'm going to try to project as much as possible. And I definitely have to get a mic this year, definitely. Now that I'm doing more live streams, I definitely need a microphone. Pre-recorded is different. So let's see who is on here tonight. And even if you don't see it now, the replay will be here. And I hope that it helps somebody. I'm just coming on to share and be transparent and talk about some things. Some of you are in the same space that I'm in, recovering from 2024, positioning myself to receive what's next in order to relaunch. Because there's some things that I had to put down, lie down, put aside for a moment because of some personal tragedies, traumatic experiences. And when I say traumatic, it don't always have to be the worst, but it's still traumatic. It created some kind of trauma. I do have some physical trauma that I'm dealing with. I had to make this peanut butter, soy milk peanut butter strawberry shake with some chia seeds, some maca powder, good for balancing the hormones, and some agave for sweetener. All right. So I brought you into my little nook in my bedroom. I'm usually stationed in my office, but I wanted to be comfortable and just sit in here and relax. And I hope you in a space to relax. I want you to engage. I want you to leave comments. I want you to share. I want you to let me know if you can relate. I want to know what season you're in. I want to know if you've gone through some things in 2024, whether it's you've been dealing with anxiety or depression or setbacks, breakups, gosh, anything really that you had major, maybe loss of a loved one. That can be family or friends. You had to transition. It could be homelessness. It could be transitioning. It could be whatever. In 2024, some of us are in the same space. Hello, hi. Thanks for tuning in. Some of us are in the same space. We are recovering from 2024. Thanking God that we still get to live to see another day. But some of us almost didn't make it. Some of us, we made it. Hey, Zachary. Some of us are still holding on. We are really literally holding on to holding on. Do you get that? Some of us are holding on to the holding on. That means that even though we're still holding on and waiting for a change to come, that is even getting testy and very loosely. And so even that, you're still trying to hold on. My God. So I just want to share some of the things I've gone through and what I'm recovering from, because I want to help somebody. So it's with a purpose. I don't even know where to start. So I know early on, I think about March or April. No. Let me go. No, June. So June, I moved into a new apartment in the same place I live in, but into another apartment that's bigger. There's a sunroom. I had to give up my patio for the sunroom, but it's okay. I'm able to multi-purpose. I'm utilizing that as my studio to make my natural cosmetics. But on the other side, I have my office and where I do my podcast, usually from. So that was okay. That was basically a smooth transition. But after that, I want to say July. The end of July, going into August, I was outside with some clients where I used to work recently, and I was working with women, and we was playing outside. It was nice and sunny, and I just remember bending down. It was like a balloon fight we was having, right? Water balloon, and I bent down to pick up a balloon, and I felt this mild pain, but it wasn't bad. So the rest of the day I was a little sore, but But I, just went on about my day. The day after that, I started feeling more pain. And then I think it's like 2 days after, I had this pain I've never experienced in my life. It was so bad. It got worse and worse. And it felt like, I didn't know if it was nerve or muscle. I just know the pain was shooting in my back and my leg. And then I couldn't hardly walk, to the point where I could not walk anymore. Let me tell you guys, that pain was so excruciating. I had to go to the ER. I went to a local, like what do you call those, urgent care type of places? Because I didn't want to deal with the hospital. And be honest with you, I didn't want to deal with a whole lot of people in the hospital. So I went to one of those type of emergency care. And oh my God, finding out that it was like a sciatica, but another type nerve. I can't remember the name of right now. It was hurting so bad. They had to give me an appointment to go get physical therapy. I had to go see a physical therapist, and everything was just happening so fast. I had just signed up to do personal fitness coaching with a coach. I was so happy. I was so proud of myself. I was going to work out, get in shape, get off this excess weight, because I'm not my normal weight. So some people that don't know me from the past, they like, you look good. I'm like, no, but I'm overweight for my size. Even the doctor said that. I have been 3'4", then 7, then 5'6", and 7'8" for the longest years. Then I went to 9'10". Okay. But now I'm going into 11, 12, then 13, 14. Too big, too big, too big, too big. Because you know what that does when you overweight, your BMI weight is too high. It puts you in another space where it may be easier for you to develop diseases like diabetes and hypertension or high blood pressure and all those things. And I said, Lord, I don't want to be on medication. I don't want to be on medication. But anyway, the pain got so bad, guys, that I could not even go to the bathroom. Are you ready? This is real. My daughter had to get me a bucket to use the bathroom by the side of my bed. That's how bad the pain, and I'm pain tolerant. I have a high tolerance for pain. My friends and family members would tell you that, because they look at me in awe when I go through certain things or I'm experiencing something. Now, sometimes that's not always good, because if you're pain tolerant, you may endure a little longer than you should. But I'm very pain tolerant. But that was bad. This was horrible for anybody. Oh my God. So I remember one day crying out because I tried to move and it hurt so bad. I just started crying like a baby. And my daughter was there and she didn't know what to do, but she was such a good, oh my gosh, she was like a nurse. She was just comforting and rubbing my back and changing the bucket. I felt like I was in a nursery, like, oh my God, what is happening? What is this? I felt like, and I'm not speaking this over my life, because I believe, because I'm covered under the blood of Jesus, that I can never be possessed or have a curse on me. Now, things can happen to us even as children of God, but not be possessed and all this other stuff, right? But it felt like there was some cursing going on, like, what the heck is this? So now I'm starting to okay, I get to the recover part yet. I'm starting to recuperate. I'm starting to get some of the pain started to lessen. So I started going to not rehabilitation. Yeah, you basically rehabilitation, but I started going to physical therapy twice a week. It was crazy. I couldn't believe that this was happening. Like, all of a sudden, I make one little move. What is happening? Now, I know I'm going through menopause and all these other things, but this nerve pain, oh my gosh, it was horrible. I would not wish this on my worst enemy. That's how bad it was. So I'm starting to strengthen my muscles and doing the stretches, and that is starting to help me and starting to relieve the pain. So now, after I finished with physical therapy, I'm doing the same movements at home. And then I started following physical therapists and medical doctors and nutritional type of coaches and natural holistic coaches that teach you how to stretch and how to do certain exercises for nerve pain and all these things. And I started to consider doing acupuncture. Now, this is not to be offensive to anybody, but the Lord would not allow me to do that. I felt on my way. I'm on my way to the to the acupuncturist that someone referred me to. And on the way there, almost there, my daughter was driving because I couldn't drive. Let me go back and tell you that because of all this pain, I was out of work. I could not do any counseling for a month and a half. And I was working within a program with women who were hurt, homeless, dealing with all kinds of situations, domestic violence, sex trafficking, all kinds of things. I could not even go back to work. I'm on the couch. I started thinking about other ways I can make money, and I couldn't do a lot. I felt very limited. Now that could have put somebody in a deep depression. I fought not to even go there. So I just did things that I could do to keep me busy, like on the computer or on the phone, whatever. But I'm missing work. I'm missing money. I'm missing my seed money to pour into my business. All these things are happening to me. So anyway, I kept doing all the workout at home and started getting a little stronger and less nerve pain. But I had to be careful with every move that I make. Even now, I have to be so careful. But I'm trying to remember where I was going with the working out, doing physical therapy, coming home. Now I'm trying to retrace my thoughts. Getting stronger. I was out of work for a month and a half. So now my money is depleting. It was just horrible. I couldn't do a lot. Oh my God, I lost my train of thought, guys. I'm trying to remember where I was going with all of that. So let me just share my story. So after that, again, I was watching people on YouTube. That's where I was. I found all these other health professionals, followed them, was a lot of help. So I did that at home on my own. So now I go back to work for about 2 weeks. I'm back to work. Thank God they was working with me. Then I get COVID because it was spreading around for a minute within the program. So now I'm getting sick. I felt like I had the worst flu in life. Now I'm home for a week and a half. After returning back to work, that's why I said it felt like I was under a curse. Like, what the heck is going on? It felt like somebody was throwing daggers. That's how I felt. Lord have mercy. Then I go back to work. So if you think that was enough, I go back to work. Then I get laid off. I worked for maybe another month, maybe 2 months. So this is now October, because all this started happening in July. Now it's October. Now I'm laid off. Things are changing in the program. So that was that. So now I'm home trying to figure out what's next. And so me and my interventionist self, because I'm a visionary, I'm like, okay, I have all these other skills and talents. How can I use them? Mind you, I'm still having pain, nerve pain, so I can't do too much physically. I thought about, because I'm a licensed cosmetologist too, so I said, well, I can do some hair. And I'm like, that's not realistic, because there's some days I'm just in too much pain. And then now my hands hurt. So what I'm going to do? Do half of somebody's head one day and say, oh, I'm in pain. You got to come. That's not going to work. So I said, okay, you know what? I had started working on launching my personal chef business. All right, I could get some customers and do some chefing. Okay. I had did it for one person. I made my famous codfish cakes. And so I branded my Miss C's Cod Cakes and Teens. I already had branded it before. I got a whole Instagram page where I share my dishes of cooking. I got a YouTube channel. You can follow me over there. It's a cooking channel. It is called Chit Chat Cook and Sing. I was experimenting with it at first, and I realized, wow, if I was doing that very consistently, that would grow real fast, because people just love cooking channels and people love food. But I've been focused more over here, and I've been focused in my everyday life with trying to grow my cosmetic line business and helping people doing trauma-focused counseling, which is a lot of work within itself. So I have to come home and practice self-care, do my own breathing exercises, manage my own emotions and all of those things, because that's a heavy work, helping people, right, in the trauma area, mental health. So I had to be mindful of my own mental health. I had to manage my own self and maintain my mental health. So it was just so much going on. So now I'm trying to make sure I am harmonizing everything that's going on in my life. So there are some things I had to kind of slow down with and pace myself. And I'm feeling bad because I'm like, this is the season I need to be launching higher. I need to be doing more things. I need to be expanding. I'm in a whole new state, living in Georgia. I'm from New York, moved to Virginia, now I'm in Georgia. And I had great experiences in every place. Virginia was great. Virginia served me well. I even learned so much more working in the mental health field and launching my own program. So now I'm in Georgia. And I'm doing this great work. And I'm rebuilding my business. So that had to slow down because now I got to work on healing myself. So now I have to practice everything that I preach to you guys and those of you who follow me. Goodness. Okay, Charlene, I'm reading your comment. Like, my name is Charlene. I live in East Point, Georgia. Can you please buy me something to eat? Please, I am. Child, I wish I could. That's why I just shared. I've been laid off. No income coming from that direction. And the little that I have coming from business is small because I had to, like I said, slow down my production. That's been very difficult. And so I'm trying to be smart and use wisdom, but it's not easy when you see your money dwindling down. And now I'm back in that space where making ends meet. Literally, that's where I am right now. So I'm recovering. I'm positioning myself to receive whatever door I'm giving to God to open for me, wherever the income is coming from the east, west, north, south, and I'm just believing God. I would tell you, and I know this, you in need right now, Charlene, but I also want you to start thinking about what can I do? What's in my hands that I could actually monetize and turn into a service and turn into a business that will stop making me money. Because that's what I have been doing. I've been doing pop-up shops every weekend selling my natural hair and skincare. I don't care if you make cakes, fry some chicken, whatever it is. Sometimes we got to go back to old school. That's a healthy survival mode when you need to dig yourself out of a ditch. Utilize what's in your hands. There's something that you have. Let me tell you, when I first launched my product line, I was laid off on unemployment, which that is a source of income that I am definitely reaping now because I paid taxes in this country and I have entitlements and benefits. So there is no shame in my game, okay? You got to do what you have to do. This is the whole reason why you're paying taxes too. You should be able to get something to help you, right? When you're going through hard times financially. So, but when I was laid off years ago, I was in New York City. This had to be in the early 2000s. Me and my daughter, after divorce, living on my own now. Then I was working. Then I was laid off because the program I worked for, they was having financial issues because there was a low attendance. And because I worked at a nursery. I was going to school, going to college, working at a nursery, and working as assistant director at an after school. And I'm sorry, that came after. That was the blessing. So with the midst of that, I said, okay, God, I'm sitting at the computer reporting every week when I apply to jobs just to keep the unemployment checks coming. I sat there one day and said, okay, God, you've given me too much. What can I use right now that's in my hands that can make me get some additional income? I can't just wait and get these little checks. And he reminded me of when my daughter was a little girl, because she battled with eczema, and I started making natural concoctions and things then. He said, you always wanted to make your own products. I had did all this research. Back then we had the internet. Initially when I had the idea, no, I think the internet started, but it was very, very new. I didn't even have a computer back then. I was going to the library. I would take out library books on how to create natural products. And that's what I did. I started researching. I started visiting some health food stores. I started buying ingredients, and I started making my butters and all these things for my daughter because she had that itchy, dry skin. And that's how that happened. I said, oh my God. So what I was going to say, that sometime when your back is up against the wall and you've done all you can do physically, Now all you can do, you waiting on the Lord, you still being proactive as much as possible. And you have to believe that something is going to happen, that God is going to make a way out of no way. And when I started doing that, and I was doing hair as well, I was doing some hair too, that helped me, but it still wasn't the same level of income I had. So it was the struggle bus, really. But thank God I was able to utilize my skills, my talent. And that was just, I was holding on, like I said in the beginning, to holding on financially. But I did it. I thank God the idea came, because then I just kept growing that business. And I eventually started working again. And God blessed me with a job, with a higher position, where I was assistant director of an after school program, full program. We had recreation, the arts, homework. It was awesome for 10 years. And while I worked there, I kept building my business on the side. I was going to school. I didn't have a high school diploma. I went back to get my GED during this time. I went to undergrad. I just kept going to grad school. Oh my God. So you just never know. I just want you to take some encouragement in that. I pray that God give you what you need at this moment, but I pray that there's a shift that happens in your life, because you're finding yourself in a space where you have a need, and that I pray that God will use this need to catapult you into something greater, and that you be able to help somebody else one day, because you're going to remember where you are right now, and you're going to help somebody else. And that's exactly what God did. I had launched programs and everything, but I never forget. So here I am now. I'm in need as well. I could benefit from somebody taking me because making ends meet. You have to be thankful for everything every day. You can have a productive, prosperous, booming business. Something can happen. And this is not even wishing anything. Just keep living life. Sometimes you'll go through things. That's why I say it's good to maintain mental health, because you never know what you're going to face. And you pray and hope that you have enough mental strength and capacity to cope, and that you have created a community of people that you're connected to that can be resources. I thank God for friends and family members in my life who are resources for me, that I can go to and ask for help. I'm going through this hardship right now. Can you lend me? Can you give me? Whatever. Because you just don't know. And so that's where I am, guys, right now. So I'm recovering from all of that. So with all of those traumatic experiences, it's put me in a financial bind that I'm digging myself out of. Phone ringing, people want money, all kinds of creditors and all of these people, right? You like, hold up, wait a minute, hold up. Because the one thing I'm going to do is maintain my mental health. If it's something I can't handle right now, I will communicate to these people, try my best to bargain. Can you hold off? Can I give a little bit? Whatever. Just everybody wait. That's just where I'm at. Everybody just wait. I need to survive. And then find ways, like I said, to generate income in some other kind of ways. And in some situations, you just have to wait, because you're doing those things and you're waiting for the right opportunity. So I hope that this shift your mindset, and some strategy pops up in your mind, and you do something new in the meantime. And then I pray for resources. I pray that the right resources come, that you be able to get what you need. Because it's nothing like needing some food. It is nothing like needing some food and keeping the bills paid so you can keep the lights on and the gas on, the mortgage paid, all of those things. My God. Okay, so I'm recovering, but my hands are open to receive, because I'm like, okay, Lord. Like I said, I've been doing pop-ups every weekend almost, trying to sell my products, trying to serve people, utilizing skills that I can. Doing what I can to manage, because I'm also feeling this pain every day. So now I'm living with pain. I'm a person who never lived with pain like that. And I'm like, now I'm experiencing this pain. I don't even know if I'm dealing with some other kind of stuff like fibromyalgia. I don't even know. I have to see some more doctors. Now I got to wait, because now I got to recover health coverage. So it's like a dominoes effect. One thing affects the other. This is why I've been building on the side. This is why I have learned maybe, yeah, well, I won't say later in life. I always learned about saving and having money set for a rainy day. However, I learned more as I got older about having multiple streams of income. And I learned that saying that it's only a poor mouse that has one hole. I believe that's a game or a book or something. And I remember hearing that quote from an older lady. And I was like, wow, that's deep. There's got to be multiple ways, right, to get help and to help yourself. So I'm like, okay, but some things are still getting there. I'm tapped out of those funds now because I relaunched my cosmetic line when I came to Georgia. So I'm like, okay, so that's still growing. I've made some connections. That's how I've been able to do these pop-ups. People have been generous and kind. Some people have not even charged me. They said, oh, not even because it's because they don't all know my situation, but they know that I'm relaunching. They know that I'm kind of new in Georgia. And so they're like, girl, sis, just set yourself up. Because they remember when they started their business and they wanted to give me a chance to kind of build some kind of connections and foundation and start making some real money and growing. Then they say we can talk about those things. So God has been good in that area where I've had favor. And I thank God for each and everybody who's allowed me to share space with them to sell my products. So I've been doing that. So I'm receiving those blessings, that favor, new opportunities. And I'm even applying for new contract jobs because I do contract work as a counselor, as a mental health professional in the field. So I've been doing that. I had a few offers. I'm waiting for the right offer because I got to take care of this household. So, and then I'm relaunching. So those things that I talked about that I had to put aside, I have to relaunch. I'm relaunching my coaching program. I'm switching everything from one site to the next site. And I can't wait to really get it the way I want because, oh my God, I got so many things that I want to show you guys. New ways of serving people and services that I started building, courses and coaching services that I started already working on. And I am still building those things. But now I had to pause a minute, move some, and it takes money to get some of these get these programs together. Not a whole lot, but it still takes a significant amount. And I've been focused on priority: food, shelter. I don't need to worry about clothing right now. Still have enough clothes to fit me, even though I need to lose this weight. But food and shelter has been priority. Absolutely. And so I can't wait to get things the way I want it to be because I was already on a launching pad and it felt like, oh my God, I I gotta pause. I gotta pause for a moment. Okay. Health is more important. Health is the new wealth. Yes, 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 yes. Practicing what I preach. Now I am here. Makes me think about Prophet Ezekiel. I mention him a lot because there's some things that God have done in my life in the past where I had to look at that story in comparison and I was able to draw from it. But I just thought about how Ezekiel had to sit in the valley of dry bones, sit where the people sat, the children of Israel. They've been all through all kinds of situations. They've been through being exiled and enslaved and all these places and at this point where they were depleted of a lot they've gone through, right? Like we have gone through, a lot of us in 2024. And he had to sit amongst lifeless people almost, and he had to minister. He had to speak life to them. That's what the valley of dry bones, it was the children of Israel. It was God's people, and he had to prophesy. So I'm saying that to say, in order for me and you to stay in a position to receive and to keep growing and to relaunch, we have to prophesy to ourselves. We have to prophesy to our situation. We have to speak life into our situation. And we have to believe so we can receive. And that is just the truth. So I'm speaking life. I'm holding on. God, These things are going to come to pass. I'm going to hold on. I'm acknowledging how it feels. I don't like the way it feels. It's uncomfortable. I don't, we always get fearful of the unknown. We don't know what's happening. This is coming. The deadline has passed. I owe this person and I owe this person. What to do? What to do? And so I'm holding on to holding on. I've been at this place before. How many of you gone through something and it reminds you, okay, I've been here before, and I really believe that you are going to make another way of escape, like your word promises, that God will make a way of escape for you. You can be in some situation, whether it's a temptation, a catastrophe, some challenging things are happening and you just need to be rescued. Now we know God don't rescue us from everything, but he'll go through with us. He'll give us the strength and the strategies that we need to make it in that moment, to cope, to survive, to thrive in the moment. But it strengthens us. It strengthens us. It empowers us. We learn some lessons, and then it catapults us to the next level, and we evolve and we elevate. So that's what I'm believing for. That I've been here before, and I'm not going to panic. That's what it means. That's what I mean by holding on to holding on. To keep myself from panicking and worrying. I want to stay hopeful and motivated and encouraged. And even coming on here, it actually helps me because I feel like somebody is going to be able to relate to my story, where I am now, where I've been before. And hope that it's an encouragement. I hope that it's inspirational and motivational and transformational. Because I am a transformational speaker as well. I am a prophetic speaker as well. And I know that. But I have to do it to myself now. I have to speak life to myself. I have to breathe into my visions and my dreams. I have to know that it's going to be okay. And I know you heard this before. That weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. So I'm believing that joy. Now I have this joy that's keeping me. That's the unspeakable joy that people talk about in church all the time. I got unspeakable joy. Joy doesn't mean that you feel good all the time and you're always laughing and you have this false sense of no. It just means that there's something in you that keeps you in the fight and says, I'm not going to take flight. I'm not going to take a flight response to this stressful situation, because we respond different, right? When we're going through stress, we can be in a fight mode where I'm going to stand in it and hold on and cope and try to deal with it and problem solve and whatever, find solutions and all these things. Or I'm going to freeze because I don't know what to do and I'm scared to do anything. Or I'm going to run from it, take flight, and just jump ship. Can't do that in all situations. So I have to stay in fight. So in order for me to stay in the fight mode, I got to pray. I got to believe. I got to be in alignment with God's word. I have to draw strength for what I've come out of before. I have to take advantage of different opportunities or resources. Look for resources for help. Re-strategize. I have to put some things on pause and tell myself it's okay. It's not the end of the world. I always tell my client that self-talk is very powerful. It's actually a therapeutic treatment, intervention. And I tell my client it's okay to do that. I know we was told years ago, talking to yourself, you could. No, talking to yourself actually helps you from losing your mind. Because you become your own therapist. Again, that is speaking life to yourself. That is telling yourself, I'm going to be okay. It's not the end of the world. People go through things. You're going through this. You're not comparing yourself to other people. You just know that other people have made it through similar situations, and you can too. And that God is not a respecter of persons. What he done for others, he can do for you. We hear these things, but there comes a time in life that you have to actually say this to yourself and believe it. And even when you don't believe it, you keep saying it till you believe it. You surround yourself around people who speak in life into you as well. You surround yourself with the yay sayers and not the naysayers, because you can do that all by yourself. All kinds of negative thoughts will try to come. And it's up to me, it's up to you to dismantle them. Speaking life, speaking positive things, thinking of strategies. utilizing the time that you have. If you're in a standstill or you're in a space where you can't do but too much like I am, that's an opportune time to do some of the things you said you was going to do when you were too busy. So I started thinking about that. Oh God, I remember I didn't have enough time to do this. Well, let me work on this now. Like the new website I told you I'm working on, like all these other things. Let me work on this now, okay? Let me work on this other hustle that I wanted to do and see how that takes off. This is an opportune time. That's what happened when I started my cosmetic line. I'm on unemployment. I'm applying to jobs month after month. The callbacks that I'm getting, they're not good, or I'm not hearing from anybody. So I'm like, God reminded me, you wanted to start that product line. Boom. Started the product line. Some of the money I was making from doing hair, I just started buying the ingredients. I made the easiest thing to make that's cost effective and not expensive. And that was the body butters to address issues, like I said, with the eczema and renewing skin cells and skin. So I started making my pumpkin body butter, and I started making the almond and the mango for the eczema, all these things. And then I started making this herbal shampoo for scalp conditions. So I used my cosmetology knowledge and experience of being a hairstylist. I put it into action. I found another way to diversify my gifts or my talent, my skill set. This is why I talk about on this channel, helping you to identify what is your strengths, what are your strengths, the skill set, your life experience. I guarantee you there's something that you can package and monetize and actually turn into a service or a business. That's what I do as a life purpose coach. I can do that right here. I'm doing it now. I'm coaching in a sense. So I want you to pick up what I'm putting down. Grab the nuggets. Take heed to it. Because sometimes it's not so much what I'm doing that you trying to do the same thing. It's that I provoke some kind of thought and action in you that makes you think about something different. Like, wait a minute, she's onto something. And it may cause you to think about something that you put down, but now you're in a season where you need to pick it back up. I have a video on here called Pick It Back Up. Those things that have been lying dormant that you just forgot about or you gave up on. Sometimes when you're in a season of such a challenge as I am, that's the time to pick that back up and relaunch. Do it again. Do it again. That's a word for somebody that God is saying, do it now. Maybe it wasn't it wasn't the right timing before, or maybe it was the right timing for you to get started, to get you going, right? But now you're in the season. It's time for you to launch or relaunch. It's time for you to position yourself now, because now this is the time for you to receive what the resources and whatever you need to get that thing off the ground, to reboot. So this could be the season of your reboot, relaunch, revive, renew, all the re's. Oh my God. Almost forgot about my little homemade shake. Let me tell you something. Because I'm a visionary and let me tell you, I'm a thinker. Oh my God, all kinds of ideas. I'm writing them down, but I'm also trying to, all right, now let's not do too much and become overwhelmed, because I have to start classes in about a week and a half. My doctorate program. I don't know what. I'm not nervous, but I'm a little concerned. Because of all these things that's happened, I'm like, oh my God, I need help with focusing. I'm already now thinking of what I need, some strategies. I need a system so I can have the time to focus. I need to make sure I'm getting enough rest. I'm dealing with these menopause issues, these symptoms, hot and cold. My sleep is being broken. So sometimes halfway in the day, I'm tired, I'm exhausted. So I am rebooting my body. Like I said today, I need to reboot, Lord. I need to reset my body so I can feel better. Now, I am researching different type of natural remedies to help me with the pain, because I don't like taking medication. I don't. And so I know God got some, I don't want to say alternative, because God's stuff was here first, okay? Pharmaceutical stuff, that's alternative medicine. Natural stuff from the earth, that's the original, okay? That was already here before we got here. How dare they call that alternative meds? No, it's no alternative. It's the original. And so I'm looking for original, natural remedies, cures to help me. There's something out there. The Bible says you seek, you shall find. That's what I'm doing. Maybe that's what you're supposed to be doing, seeking, so you can find, so you can identify and recover, discover, and launch. I'm just saying. Please, if anybody is experiencing anything similar and you recovering, I want to know. I don't even know if I can see. Let me see some of the chat, because I usually do my phone. I don't even know. I don't even see a chat box. Okay, wait a minute. Is that a chat box? No. Oh, wait a minute. It does say something. Chat filter. Show most messages. All messages. Show every message, including potential spam. No, I don't want to do all of that. But anyway, guys, I think I said all I can say for now. Oh, yes. I know what I wanted to do. This is something I do with my clients, especially those who are dealing with unsurety, insecurity, self-worth issues, or feeling stuck. Any situation, really, even mine. In transition, want to stay motivated, want to learn how to practice self-care, self-compassion. I do my self-compassion cards with them in a session to the point where they ask for it. Miss Cheryl, where's those? Because they give you prompts. And so I want to do maybe 2 or 3 with you guys. I would love for you to answer these in the comment section if you're here. Let's do this. First one. Okay, let me sit back. This provokes thought, emotions. It may invoke emotions, provoke thought, encourage, motivate, all of that stuff. The first one says, progress, not perfection. Progress, not perfection. Because some of you need to learn how to practice self-compassion, giving yourself grace and compassion. I have worked with many people who've told me they've never practiced self-compassion on themselves. They're so used to taking care of everybody else that they forgot about themselves. That's why I mentioned self-prioritizing in an earlier live video I did. How it's important to self-prioritize you. Okay, let's read this one. When was the last time you did a less than perfect job and felt okay about it? This is where you give yourself grace and self-compassion. Some of you beat yourself up because you have such a high anxiety. I don't know if it comes from you as a child raised in a home where you had to do everything perfect all the time. You had to get that A, you had to get that 100. If you didn't, you was like a failure. Now, they didn't say those words. In their own way, parents were trying to encourage you, but it really do not serve you, because it makes you evaluate, or it makes you value yourself based on perfection, based on doing everything right. And if you don't get it right, you're beating yourself up. That causes a whole nother level of stress and anxiety in your life, and depression, because now you have equated your value based on how well you do in life. You have to see the value in you regardless of all of that, because we're going to have ups and downs. We're going to have failures and successes in different areas. So don't base your value on that, on the season you're in. If I did that right now, I really would be messed up. Because I could be like, what kind of life purpose coach goes through hardships and all these things, and you helping other people and telling them, get your life back and speak life into your situation. But I'm human. And I always talk about being self-aware of your emotions and what you're going through right now. And it's all right to give a name to it and say, I feel this. I feel unsure. I'm scared. I have anxiety. I don't know what's going to. You have to know where you are. Then you processing everything. Then you work on building yourself up. Because if you ignore it and go into denial, that's unhealthy because you're not dealing with it. You're not even addressing or acknowledging how you're feeling. You're just repressing it. And then all it takes for somebody to trigger you, and then all of a sudden you have this explosive reaction, or you just stop bursting out with tears and crying because you're not dealing with it. It's okay to cry as part of your processing to deal with. That's healthy. You're releasing. You're having a cathartic moment. But if you're repressing to ignore and denial, it's not happening, I just don't want to, that's not healthy. Sometimes we've been in a community of people who've done that, and you just learned to do that. But you're lying to yourself and other people, and that's not healthy. And then everyone's going to be like, well, what in the world happened? What happened? I seem to be okay. If you're not okay, it's okay to say, I'm not okay. Today, I'm not there. It doesn't mean you've given up in life. It doesn't mean you have suicide ideation. It don't mean none of that. It just means I don't feel okay right now. I'm unhappy. I feel like my joy cup is depleted. I'm feeling unsure. I'm not feeling as confident. Like I had said, I don't feel as confident with going back to school now because of the things I've been battling with as far as my health, especially the menopause thing. My level of concentration is not there. My capacity to retain information is not the same. When I was in school before, even though I went back in my 30s and 40s, I was still sharp. I made the dean's list in undergrad. I made the dean's list in grad school. That was a blessing to me for somebody who dropped out of the high school in the 10th grade and didn't go back to school until I got in my latter 30s and my 40s. And to make the dean's list was, oh my God, it was a miracle because I didn't even know one time I was even going to be able to go back to school to even get a high school diploma, let alone going for associates and a bachelor's and 2 master degrees. And now to be enrolled in a doctorate? I'm going back and forth in my mind like, you all right? You doing? What am I doing? And I've been asking myself that. I've been telling myself, I don't know what I'm doing. I just know it's a dream. I know that I enrolled in a doctoral program when I moved to Georgia, but because of the bad car accident that I had, me and my daughter, it was so bad. Again, everything had to stop. That's what I'm saying. Business, everything. We was rushed to the hospital, to the ER room. Now we going to all kinds of different doctors, and we going to rehabilitation. We are going to physical therapy, even for that. That was traumatic within itself. I'm experiencing this cognitive stress. So now I'm trying to the doctor gave me a simple equation. Simple. I couldn't even think of the answer. I said, I felt dumb and stupid. Even though I got 2 master's degrees. I just felt crazy. Why can't I recall how to even do the math to get the answer? I thought about it after, and the doctor said it's okay. It's natural and it's normal to have so much stress and it's PTSD because of the car accident. It affects the cognition. And I said, okay, because that was crazy. That was crazy. I'm sitting there. The doctor is she's waiting. She's being very patient, and I cannot think of the answer. So anyway, the car accident. I lost my mom Thanksgiving Day 2021. I moved here August 2021. The accident happened the end of July going into August. Everything already was set in motion to move here. There was no going back or staying behind. I already had this new position here, new place to live. Oh my, I didn't even get a chance to recover from that accident fully. I had to drive down. It was crazy. It was crazy. Lord was keeping me together. Oh my God, when I think back, when I look back over my life, as they say, oh my God. Anyway, dealing with all of that, dealing with the loss of my mom, helping my siblings put together a homegoing service for my mom. That was tragic after that. Then I went through a breakup with my person I thought was my person. There's a part of me that still believes he's my person. I don't know. I'm giving that over to God. Okay? Anyhow, so all of those things. So okay, things are starting to get better. So now I'm also living with somewhat having a back issue, sometime pain because of the car accident. That's what I'm saying. You just never know what you're going to go through in life. And I just said, God, please always give me the strength to bear and the resources that I need, and put the right people in my life, Lord God, because you know what I'm going to need before I even ask you. And you know the people who are going to need me. Those are traumatic enough. Now, to be laid off, to get this new nerve condition, I'm not in agreement with it staying, but I'm just letting you know that's what I've been going through. Major pain. So that's why I've been recording less. That's why I've been posting less on this channel. It's because I've been trying to manage this pain. And then I've been home and I'm missing work, and then I get COVID again. I'm like, oh my God. So now I'm recovering from all of that. That's where I am right now. Oh my goodness. But I am with open hands saying, okay, God, what's next? Because I'm believing for higher. I am so conditioned by the word and my faith that there's got to be more waiting for me. I have to believe that way. This is how I maintain my spiritual wellness and my mental health. It is not unrealistic. It's God that can do the impossible. I've seen him part the Red Sea in my own life. I've seen him made ways out of no way. I've seen him do things that were out of my control and out of my hands. He would use people to be a blessing and be a conduit to bless me and my family. So because I serve that same God from Genesis to now, and I know that he can do the impossible, I know that when my back is up against the wall, having done all the stand, I'm just going to keep standing. Standing don't mean I'm not doing anything. Now, there may be some days where he said, I just want you to sit and relax, because you have to be present. And I have to practice again what I preach. So I've already learned, but I'm practicing also being present, because you can be so worried about tomorrow, which the Bible says do not really add to your life. It actually takes away, because it can cause you to develop more stress and anxiety unnecessary, right? And so sometimes I just got to shut other things off, even my mind, and go, okay, let me do something that's creative, or let me watch this podcast, or let me just do something to get my mind off of that. I did what I could do today. Compartmentalize, tap into something else so I can keep my good feeling hormones active. Serotonin, dopamine, doing things that give me a sense of joy and peace, that make me laugh. I want to keep inducing those hormones. I want to keep inducing endorphins so I can still cope and stay in the moment and stay hopeful, and give my brain a break, give my mind a break, give my thought a break, my thoughts, so I won't have these ruminating thoughts, because that's just going to add more stress. And I know that already. And so I can't allow myself to fall into that. And I do my talks. I have my outlets. I have people I talk to. I have my good sister girlfriends. And a lot of my girlfriends are therapists, psychologists. Okay, so I get my sessions in that way, because they'll tell me the same thing they will tell their clients. And I have been that person to them as well. And so I have my outlets. I have my pastor. I have family members. I have people I can talk to. So therapy can look different, okay? It doesn't always require or mean that you have to do a formal type of therapy, because people are anointed and gifted. And again, I have people in my life who are therapists by career, that's what they do. And so I get my informal sessions and sessions. I'm calling you. I need you to put this hat on today. I can call some of my girlfriends and go, I need you to put on a therapy hat. I need you to put on your pastor hat. All of that. I need you to put on your counselor ears. So I get that. I thank God for that. And so I don't take that for granted, because not everybody has those resources. But you learn in this situation. I hope you learn the lessons that it's important to create systems and connections where you have these resources. I am so big on living life intentionally, making things happen, because you're being proactive, because you know different situations can happen. And God will whisper in your ear, I want you to do this because you're going to need this later. I want you to associate yourself with this person because this person got something that is going to be a blessing to you. This is a good time to really, really, like I always say, get introspective, and then also just sit and hear God, reflect, re-strategize, rejuvenate, all of these things, right? All of the re's. That's it. I went on long enough, guys. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, see, gotta get back. I want you to answer that question. Please, when was the last time you did a less than perfect job and felt okay about it? When was doing good enough? Don't have to be perfect. It may not even be completed. Some task, something that you started out doing that you had to lay down for a moment, or pause, or slow down the production in it. Are you in a space that you can tell yourself that it's okay? That's what I'm doing to myself. Like I said, relaunching this and doing all these things that I had to kind of slow down with a minute, or reposition it, or whatever, transform it, whatever it is, re-strategize, but I'm doing it. And I have to be okay with that. Like, okay, this is not launching in the season I wanted it to. I wanted to be doing this by now. I wanted to be serving these people, but I have a whole program that was supposed to launch the beginning, early this year, let's say. My whole mindset transformation program to help a lot of people using my certification in REBT, Rational Emotive Behavioral Therapy Mindset Coaching. And so many people are interested in that because they're dealing with stuff. They want to address those negative core beliefs that they have. They want to learn how to rewire their brain, rewire their mindset, tap into those neural pathways, and practice some neuroplasticity. That's a whole lot of, some of you know what those are, some of you don't, but you'll know if you stay tuned to this channel, and if you subscribe, and if you actually like this video and share it out as well, it helps the channel to grow. Now I got to go back. This is another thing, guys. I've lost, I don't know what happened, but within the last 3 weeks, I've lost 300 subscribers to this channel. And I'm like, okay, I know I'm not posting like I used to every Tuesday, every Thursday. And then I was doing shorts in between to keep the channel alive, and so it do not demonetize as well. But I was really tending to my health. Worst case scenario, I just have to rebuild it. I already, in my head, I'm solution focused. So I'm already thinking like, okay, the worst case scenario, I'm going to have to do this. But I was so upset. 370 something people, that's a lot. What is happening that many people will drop off in 3 weeks? So that was, to me, another loss. That was loss. I was like, okay, God. Anyway. But you know what? I'm like, I'm going to be okay. When was doing good enough? Ask yourself that question. Let's see. Let's find another self-compassion prompt. Okay, this is a good one. Blame butterfly. Blame butterfly. Just like a caterpillar transforms into a butterfly, can you find a small, painful experience and see if you can transform it into strength? Can you find a small, painful experience? And I've been talking about that on here already, really. It's funny. Can you see if you can transform it into strength, purpose, or growth to heal yourself and others? Now, I talked about that earlier. Didn't know I was going to pick this card. Okay, I'm just picking from the deck. Oh my God, that what you're going through, what you're recovering from. I talked about getting the lesson out of it, learning and growing from it. Oh my God, being rebuilding. reprioritizing, re-strengthening, renewing, reviving, recovering to relaunch. With all of that that's going on, you are getting new strength. You're finding a sense of purpose in it and growth because it's doing something within you. And then you're healing through it all. You're learning to cope and to manage and heal and work through it because God is going to use you to help somebody else because of this experience. He does it all the time. He does it all the time. Let me pick one more and then I'm done. Now I'm going to look through and see which one I want to pick. Okay. Remember I talked about engaging in activities that induces those endorphins, those good feeling hormones to keep you on a more positive side? Nourishing joy. Nourishing joy. Catch the wisdom. In every moment, there are infinite reasons to be upset and infinite reasons to be happy. There are valid reasons for you to be upset and to be happy, right? Make a list of 5 things you could be happy about right now. Don't stop if more keep flowing. So the list can extend beyond 5. But can you list 5 things you could be happy about right now? It gets your mind to think about those things. When you think about things that make you happy and give you a sense of joy, that's a way to induce those good feeling hormones. And when you engage in it, then the dopamine, that cocktail of the good feeling hormones start to stir, the serotonin, all these things are being released from your brain throughout your body, throughout your nervous system. And it's causing an effect, a positive effect on you. Just having those happy thoughts. And you'll start to feel a change come over you. Some of you know when you reflect or reminisce on some good memories, you're like, wow, remember that. We had so much fun. That was so great. Oh, my business did well when I did this. I remember, like I talked about, when I launched my product line for the first time, I felt accomplished. I felt like in that moment that actually what I was going through, there was strength in it. There was purpose in it because I branded and I launched something that I didn't do before. I revisited a dream that I had, which was to start my own product line. And because I was in this situation of a lack, it actually caused me to have more because I had a business now. I didn't need a lot of money to start. I started with something easy. I didn't try to come out the woodworks with 20 different products. I started with one type of product and then created several types of that one product. And then I added something else and then I expanded the cosmetic line. And I'm still, like all business, most businesses do, continue to grow and expand. So think about that. That's the power of having a positive thought and learning. Here's the neuroplasticity. Learning to think differently about things. Changing your perspective and perception of what's going on in your life. When you do that, oh my God, that is powerful because you will start to do something different. Change the way a person thinks, change their behavior. That is cognitive behavioral therapy in a nutshell. Change the way you think about something, then it will change the way you respond to it because you don't see it different. You don't see that situation as the end of the world. Oh my God, I'm going to die. But if you can find a moment to regulate yourself, regulate your emotions and your mindset and your nervous system, then you keep your brain calm and online. Because your brain can go offline when you're so stressed out and angry. Your brain goes offline. Now that your brain is back online, you can think clearly. Remember earlier I mentioned the wise mind? And I think that was the other video I just did. Now you're not operating from an emotional mind. You're operating from a wise mind. The emotion, the reasonable, and the rational mind. When you operate from a level of stress and emotion only, Then you have irrational thoughts, and you have these negative automatic thoughts when you go to the worst case scenario. So you cannot create anything wonderful and transition from that mindset. So whatever work you have to do, like I'm doing my own work and I'm maintaining so that I can keep on growing, becoming stronger, so I can relaunch, fully recover to be ready for the next test, and all of those things, right? So this is what you have to do. That's the work you have to do. That was nourishing joy. Anyway, guys, I know I've talked long enough. Oh my God, I hope you got enough out of this. Some of you may watch the whole video, so it'd be great if you do watch the whole video, because that means you have gotten everything that I shared, and I hope that it caused or provoked new thoughts, recondition your mindset. I hope that I invoke some emotions that will cause you to transform, renew, grow, re-strengthen, heal, cope, all those things. That was my whole goal. And this is helpful to me because it helps me to know that other people are in a similar season. I've been watching some other people shadow some podcasts where people are talking about how 2024 was like one of the worst years of their lives. And I'm like, oh my God, it wasn't the worst, but it sure had some real challenges that was traumatic. How about that? It was traumatic experiences that I had in 2024, but I'm in recovery. Tell your neighbor, I'm in recovery. I'm receiving. Receive this here, this what I shared, but I'm about to relaunch. That's what you tell yourself. That is another way of speaking life to your situation I talked about earlier. That is a way to prophesy to yourself and to others. Change is coming. Hold on. Again, a lot of us are holding on, but we still here in the land of the living. Thank God for that, right? All right, guys, I'm through. I got to finish my shake that's probably more watered down now. My homemade shake. See, this is a time you can get creative. I'm signing off. Thanks for tuning in. Love you so much. Please share your story if this resonates with you. I want to know where you are. I want to know if you're recovering from some kind of situation in 2024, but you're on the come up, okay? And things going to turn around, and we're going to believe together. How about that? We're going to touch and agree. Even the Bible says, out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, let every word be established. Come on here. Got to preach to yourself too, okay? You don't have to wait around for somebody else to preach to you. That's great because we empower each other. But, oh my God, when you can empower yourself, when you can speak to yourself and make your own self feel good, Lord have mercy. Gotta go, guys. I thank you for joining me in my nook in my bedroom instead of me being in the office. But I just wanted to be comfortable and put my feet up and share with you and all of those good things. All right. You have a wonderful evening, day, night, afternoon, morning, whatever time it is in where you are. Bye-bye, guys. Love you.